Hey Melissa, how you doing? How are you doing today? It's been very hot here today. Hey Sherry. Morning to you, lovely ladies. Morning. How's everyone? Hi Wendy. Hey Vanessa. Oh, lovely, lovely people. Great. I'm glad you've come back for part 2. And green today. I'm all in green today too. Well, green and blue. So you're in the woods today, Sherry, with the greens. Afternoon. Hello, hello. Hi everybody. My name is Indra, silent-moon.co.uk. Please share. Please heart if part 2 resonates with you. How is everybody doing? How did they find yesterday? I got some lovely emails yesterday and shares from some of you, which I'm always very, very appreciative of. Really grateful. Thank you for opening to me. Thank you for that. So obviously I know there's people like Vanessa who do a lot of this kind of work anyway, and really sitting with the stuff, and it's just wonderful. So thank you for sharing. Thank you. Just wait, see what happens. A few more people might come in. I know Joel's busy today, so if somebody could write my website down, that'd be wonderful. www.silent-moon.co.uk. How is everyone? Let's listen to the birds for a few moments. Very grounding. In a library, can't put sound on. We'll just watch the trees, absolutely. Yeah, me too. So let's go. So let's just recap a little bit about the experiment. Oh, nice. And you know what beech is for in batch fluorescence? It's for intolerance. A lovely one to have. A lovely one to have around. I love the beech. It's a beautiful tree. Yeah, batch flower is all about intolerance. Well, right now, Vanessa, I can't be intolerant of anything because I'm sat with the trees, and I'm certainly not intolerant of those. So, new follower, that's beautiful. Hello, new follower, what's your name? My name is Indra, silent-moon.co.uk is me, and I work with the Nature Kingdom and create fluorescences and wonderful healing products by the light of the moon. The camera's turned around for the 2nd day running. I want to just share my beautiful woods with you. Carla, welcome. So if you want to, if you get involved with this one, that's wonderful, but try and watch yesterday's as well, because I'm sort of leading on from yesterday. We're talking about vulnerability, so please do share. But we're just going to talk a bit about vulnerability being the strength. Thanks, Cherry, for sharing my website. And you can also catch me on Instagram and Facebook at Silent Moon Imaginarium as well, and Twitter at Silent Moon Indra. Thanks for sharing. So, well, for Carla's sake, and everybody else that's popped in new, let's just recap a little bit, and anybody who wants to write their stories or write a little bit of a share, I'm not going to answer everybody, but do help and share with other people also, because it's really important that many of us are just aware that vulnerability is a strength and it's not a weakness. And so to be vulnerable is a beautiful, beautiful place to be, and a wonderful way to open the heart. So yesterday at the end, we talked about, it was very opening for many of you. Thank you, my love. We talked a bit about, so the next time you feel that there's a negative reaction that pops up within you, and it comes up and you feel it arising, just tell yourself, just tell yourself that even though I want to stop at this very moment and I want to defend myself against somebody, and I want to really kind of maybe lash out at that person, I just invite you to stay quiet and to stay still, and just allow the strength of your vulnerability to come to the surface. Hi Christine. And just be really open to that, and to see what happens within that. And we have to be very present. We do, Wendy. And although it's not always easy with people, hello, it's sometimes, hi my love, it's sometimes a really difficult place to get to, but it's also an extremely rewarding place. And I've just been speaking to Vanessa on Facebook Messenger about this, and how wonderful and rewarding it is to actually release that armor that is there from years and years of conditioning. So if you're just joining me today, welcome. I don't usually scope much about vulnerability. I just want to share it with you because certainly over the last few weeks I've been put in a position where I've opened myself up very vulnerably. I've shared my story on Instagram, I've shared my story on Periscope, and it's opened me up and it's opened my heart. And so I just wanted to make 2 days, I wanted to dedicate it to vulnerability and that it is a strength. So yesterday was the first day, we spoke about it, and today's the second. So obviously the Periscopes are saved now, so you can go back to yesterday and have a little bit of a watch if you want to. So that was a little bit of a recap about where we sat yesterday at the end of the session. Step out of the old into the new. Yeah, and it's like new moon, isn't it? It's like moving from where we are right now, which is just leaving new moon, in towards full moon. Christine, vulnerability is the key to wild-hearted living. Yeah, it is the key. Wholehearted living. I kind of got that. Don't worry about typos. You kind of can work it out. Oh, I've got a little bit of a. Oh, you missed it. Got a green little green insect on my knee who's come to join me. So let me move on. So from this place of vulnerability, you can often feel, hi Brooke, welcome, feel an increasing energy within you, that you just become really aware of what already is there, Hey darling, this is the second part, Brooke, but I think you can probably catch on with this because you were very aware of this kind of work. So just allowing without pushing anything away, it brings up a release, and it brings, Ian, welcome, and it brings up relief within you. And what better thing to do? And like talking to Vanessa earlier about this, it's just so rewarding. Good. Crying's amazing. I cry like hell. I'm just always crying. So it releases the burden and the weight of the armour. We spoke about armour yesterday, and the armour's the layer of armour that we put on ourselves, and that we've brought to ourselves from a very, very young age. Some of it that, yes, we've asked for as lessons, depending on your belief, or some of it that we've just taken on. Peace, not war. Get it out and move on. Absolutely, Sherry. Wonderful. So it's just to really sit with the process and bring love and strength into that. Bring your own love and strength into the whole process. The idea of yourself just not being this solid and rigid state, but you're a flowing being. You're a free flowing being. And a lot of these emotions bring us that feeling of solidity. And just before I move on, I want to share something with you I did this morning. I've been really pulled, this is a personal thing, I've been really pulled to start belly dancing. And I am actually a trained dancer anyway, so I'm not a massive group person, and I don't feel the need to go and have to sit in a group or stand in a group to learn to belly dance. So I've started teaching myself, because I wanted to sort of release a rigidity that I was feeling in me. And people would say, well, you're not rigid because you do yoga, and it's not always about that. There's something sometimes that you feel within yourself that's rigid and you would like to release it. So anyway, I've just started teaching myself. I've just started doing a few moves and working with it, and God, it's hard. I'm a dancer and it's hard, and I felt my rigidity through the belly dancing. I felt it, and I was saying to Vanessa again earlier, it was like a calling that I was getting, a download. Do some belly dancing moves. Yeah, do it. Just, if you get that calling, just go and do it. Put it on YouTube, do whatever, just find some moves. And sometimes, you know, it's just maybe a natural move that you want to do, that you want to step into. Used to see, yeah, beautiful. So I started doing it today, and I was like, wow, I'm noticing where my rigidity excuse me, is, and I'm just going to work with that. And that was just through a download that I was given from the universe, going, hey, I need you to do these moves. And it feels good. So I invite you also, if there's something that you know you need to do, or your body's wanting to swim, or it's wanting to write, or whatever, do it. Step into it. So that's just a little bit of a personal thing before I move on. Is what happened to me today, just from thinking about vulnerability and what I've already shared with you. Oh yeah, Drew yoga. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, you see, I find Iyengar quite restrictive for me. I find it quite, well, they're very grounding, very not as flowing. I need to flow in my movements, so that's why I like 5 rhythms. I like to freak out. So again, feeling that flow, feeling that freedom to know yourself in a new yet familiar light. So although, yeah, anal, absolutely. I find it anal. I wasn't going to say that, but I do. Remember that you already know this stuff. You already know it. I love 5 rhythms too, Christine. So that pure awareness of just remembering, this is familiar to me. This isn't old stuff. I can sit with this. There's pure awareness. This is what it is. I know. Let whatever come to you and just surrender to that internal energy. And it's made of the same substance as you. We spoke about this yesterday. Whatever comes, whether it's anger, fear, resentment, pissed offness, yeah, we do. It's made of the same energy as you. It just comes up as another form. It just comes up as anger, as resentment, as fear. It's there with you in that space, and it's there to be looked at. Don't run from it. Don't run from it. So to let go fully, we need to let go of, and I think a lot of you know this, your story. The story of blaming him, blaming her, telling them that they are wrong and being your victim. We spoke about the victim yesterday in the part 1 that we did. Letting go of the story, and it's a shame Joel isn't here to watch the replay because he has a lot to say in MPA about the story and what the story's about, and just really dropping that and bringing yourself into that place of stillness and that place of rawness, really being raw to what is and the sensation within. So that feeling, I'm feeling quite sort of emotional now. Bit hard typing though. Peace not war, welcome. So that feeling of transformation, and as you observe, as I was just saying, it may come up as anger, resentment, whatever, and I just keep MPA rocks, absolutely. Feel free to share Joel's website on here. I'm very welcome to that. So stay with it, and those of you that do MPA and those of you that do journeying, stay with it. You know how to stay with it, and you know what, hats off to you for staying with it, because a lot of people would just run away from it and save it for another day, but staying with it is really beautiful. It's a beautiful place to be, and I felt a few little bits of anger over the last few days, and I realised as I stayed with it, welcome. When I stayed with it, what was underneath was quite a bit of sadness, and sadness that stemmed way back, and again, it's just old stuff that comes to the surface. So don't defend against it and don't do anything. Just allow yourself to surrender when it comes up. Just allow yourself to surrender into that space. And the layers and the layers and the layers. So don't be surprised about any of it. I mean, I'm never surprised at what comes up. I'm never surprised. You just need to keep going through it all. And again, Vanessa, if you're still there, we spoke about this, didn't we? Just like it just keeps coming up. Feel it, bless it, and let it go. Lovely Sherry. Feel it, bless it, let it go. I love that. You are such a wise, lovely lady. You need to scope. So as you do that, as what Sherry said, it was a beautiful way to describe it, is you start to feel that relief. You start to really feel that relief of letting go, and you feel lighter. You go, you must do. You start to feel lighter, you start to feel freer, and really does make you feel a lot lighter. It's all just information. Energy shows you. Well, yeah, absolutely, it does. The energy shows you. And Christine, it's funny. It's talking about it. We all know it, and it's just sometimes we just need that little bit of a reminder. It's like when I started to do yoga, and I started to train as before I even trained as a yogi. Yeah, with no story, it flows and leaves. Happiness always surfaces. Yeah, I'm so glad I was guided to find this as part of me. I really neglected. Carla, there's never any coincidence why we find people on social media, or you bump into the person because you need to hear something. So take that and watch yesterday's and get as much as you can from it, because these beautiful people are sharing as well, and I love my scopes to be just really balanced with everybody sharing. So You know, I don't feel like oh, wonderful. I don't feel like I want to spout off at you about anything. This is all stuff that you all know already, and it's just sometimes we come to somebody to remind us. And like I was saying about yoga, when I started teaching, or when I started doing yoga before I even trained, I was doing the moves. All the moves that I was doing were already yoga moves anyway. It's my body already knew yoga. It just went and did the official training because that's the way the world works. Don't get me started on that one. So beautiful reminders and yummy energy here. Yeah, bless you all. It always is. I'm very grateful for the people that follow me on Scope. And Carla, I do Scope every day at this time, 2:30 UK time. So you'll always catch me normally at the same time unless I say otherwise. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. Yeah, Sherry is just full of it. She's beautiful. I love her. So remember, there's one thing I do want you to remember as well, is that you're already peace and you're already light. And in the beginning, doing this work, it does take some effort to shift ourselves into the deeper levels. And our experiences, well, where we begin, we really start to know and to get into that place of peace again. And sometimes we just forget that we're peace. We just forget that that's what we truly are. And with all those layers on top of us and all the conditioning and everything, we all know what leaves mean. We do. And that's exactly the same. We do all know what leaves mean. So, as just sort of a recap, because all of you have just been so lovely over the last couple of days of just working with this and really open to the vulnerability is our strength and is our truth. That to come into this place of, in this process of letting go, our self-protective armour drops. Our natural healing process occurs on all levels, so we start to feel healed, we start to feel lighter, we start to feel our true peace and our lightness and our true light. And in this state of openness, past hurts unwind, and once we get into it, I guess it becomes it becomes natural, and it becomes a gentle state also. We don't, it doesn't, like anything, we have to kind of relearn it, reboot ourselves to actually practice it. So it also brings a state of relaxation. I've noticed from doing this, I'm sleeping a lot better as well. I get, my sleep pattern is a lot better from actually allowing myself to sit with it and give myself permission to sit with it. So when we know ourselves as pure awareness, there is no need for self-protection. It just really isn't relevant anymore. Oh, lovely. Oh, that'll be nice. Leading the women's group. That'll be gorgeous. Wonderful, wonderful. So, thank you for joining me. I sort of made this into 2 days. Oh, well, you can still go out in the rain. Oh, you give everybody else their permission to open. Listen to that bird. That's true. You can still go out in the rain. Don't be frightened of the rain. Protection isn't needed when we're beaming. Absolutely, Christine. I so agree. So agree. So everybody, thank you. I made this scope 2 days long because I didn't want to rush it. I didn't want to rush it all into sort of one day and you beam lower vibrations away. Absolutely. So everybody, thank you for joining me. You're awesome. You're awesome. Love. Have a great day. I'm going to turn this round on me now. Hi everybody. So if you haven't met me, my name is Indra. silent-moon.co.uk is me. This is my my lovely piece of wood that I love to lean against and often scope from. Thank you. Thank you for sharing over the last couple of days. I've had some lovely emails. You have a great day too. Some lovely shares from beautiful people who've been prepared to really be vulnerable and be open. And over the last sort of few weeks, I did share my story. I was aware I was putting myself in a place of vulnerability, and I really felt it, certainly over the weekend.
That's why I bigged up Sherry yesterday for helping me so much over the weekend with stuff that came up for me. And that's why I wanted to scope on vulnerability is a strength. So now, because of you lovely people, I've moved through that door. It's always like Brandy, welcome. It's always like many, many doors that we open. We have choices. Hi, Collier. So moving through that place, I feel a hell of a lot better for it. No, he's on a workshop. He's doing a workshop in London today, so he's scoping tonight. So you haven't missed him. Hey, from Ireland, welcome. So this scope has been in 2 parts, yesterday and today, and it's been the same title, Vulnerability is a Strength. Thank you for sharing. I saw you on Jeffrey's scope, so I was just about to come on, and I would have gone on, but he scopes about the same time as me, so I always have to watch Jeffrey's replays. So do watch this first part of this, and then you can watch the second part. Well, you can watch them in any order, but just to give yourself permission to be with your vulnerability, for me, that's important to me, and that was a message I wanted to share. Watch a replay from yesterday, it's golden. Thank you, my love. And it's good now that Instagram, what am I on? Periscope does save everything now, so it's wonderful. I was talking about vulnerability being the strength, and I've actually finished now, so it's in 2 parts. It was yesterday and today, so you can watch today's on the replay and also watch yesterday's. So just a little bit of a share. What's my Instagram? Silent Moon Imaginarium is my Instagram. Silent Moon Imaginarium is my Instagram and my Facebook. Silent Moon Indra is Twitter, and silent-moon.co.uk is my website. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, so on what I do is I work with the Nature Kingdom, so I make flower essences. Goodbye from Ireland, have a good day, and you. And I work with the Nature Kingdom and the moon cycles. So yeah, I've been creating this morning, so it's been lovely. So you can catch me at silent-moon.co.uk. Thank you, Sherry. So just a quick reminder that both Collier and myself are... Collier, I wanted to ask you, I was asking Joel yesterday, so I want to check, is Collier your real name? Because I know I keep calling you it, and I want to know if it is your real name. If you're there, darling, I want to know. Thank you, yes. So I'm asking it out here now, so I know for definite. Hey, Canon, welcome. Yes, Collier is my first name. Fantastic, because I'm always very aware when it's in handles. I'm not always sure if it's somebody's real name, so that's brilliant. So Collier and myself are part of Global Meditation Scope. Collier, please put your time up that you're scoping. Please follow. And I'm scoping on Friday, 2:30 till 3:30 UK time, and I'll be doing a full hour Yoga Nidra meditation. So maybe 45 minutes, and I'll do a little bit of a chat at the beginning. I took on an hour because I wanted to give myself time. I didn't want to rush it for you all. So all I'm asking is that you give yourself permission to be still. I'll take questions at the beginning, at the end, but during the meditation I won't be answering any questions that come up. I want to keep it really, really peaceful and lovely and quiet. So I will be with Joel at the time in London, so he will be doing his scope at 2:30, and then we'll be moving straight onto Global Meditation Scope. He'll be doing his scope at 2 and then me at 2:30. I will have to do that on catch up. Oh no, that's absolutely fine, my love. I just need to tell everybody when it is. So Collier, if you're still there, darling, please put your time up. There you go. So please follow this lovely lady. She has a gorgeous voice, and she's scoping at 3:30 Central Time on, what day are you doing? Saturday, the 11th. Wonderful. So there you go. Thank you everybody for this lovely couple of days. I will be back tomorrow with something else. We'll maybe do some cards tomorrow, something. Oh, you're welcome. Something a little bit lighter. Get in touch with the fairy kingdom a little bit more, even though they're here. Get back in touch with them through the cards. So sending you lots of love. Love my accent. Oh, thank you. Do check out Instagram. Yesterday I put up a beautiful fuchsia flower, lovely bells. They've just come up, so gorgeous, and a wonderful fairy dwelling that I visited yesterday. It was gorgeous. So thank you. I am part of the Nature Kingdom. I'm part of the fairies and the elementals, everybody. If you're new to me, that is where I tend to hang out. So if you resonate with that, then come back for more. 2:30 every day UK time. Love you loads. Have a wonderful day too. Take care. And yes, Joel's on tonight, so watch out for him somewhere. I don't know what time, but I'll be teaching yoga, so I might not be live. See you. Bye. Thank you. Yes, that's my Facebook too, my love.